Hello, beautifuls. I am really feeling under the weather. I am so sorry. I just wanted to do one last little, broadcast before I turn in for the night. Most likely, there is a chance that a miracle can happen, and then I'll be here at midnight. But I just don't count on it. So I wanted to just briefly say, Um, how can I say this? Women, right? We have amazing women in our lives, and today was supposed to be a day of tribute to women, International Women's Day, and women have the right to choose how they want to express that, of course. I'm very glad that a lot of people chose to just honor women and to lift women up. I think that was the best thing to do. And I am so glad to be a part of the female league tribe. Okay, so here's a few things. I do this, right? This is my little gimmick, my shtick, and I'm glad to do it. It's like my little running motif for you guys, and it works for me. It won't work for everybody, you know. It works for me. It goes with my personality and what I'm trying to accomplish here. So, I have a lot of really great things that are coming up, a lot of great venues, performances. I've been performing. I think that's probably why I'm a little run down. And, when things are going this well, you also have to learn how to take care of yourself, and I'm speaking to myself more than anybody else. But, when you realize, okay, wow, I'm strong. Okay, great. We're strong. I'm strong. I think that I need to learn how to take some time to myself and regenerate that strength. So I'm going to be doing that. And also another thing I wanted to add, this is for my fellow believers. You know my religion, you know my spiritual whatever background. But I think it's important for everybody to hear too. But have you ever ministered to somebody before that it cost you so much? It cost you your time, and it risked great things. You risked great things for it because you loved so deeply, and you knew it wasn't something of yourself, but it was something of a higher, more divine calling. And I have been doing that. I said, Lord, send me on my deathbed. Obviously, I didn't die, but I was in the process of passing from this earth into the next realm. And all I could do was say, Lord, send me. If you spare me, Lord, send me. And he did. He sent me to a group of people who really need that hope and that help. And it didn't come in the form that I expected it, not even close. And I have to say, I don't regret any single moment of it, but there was a very high price to pay. And, did I pay that so I could live? I don't know. I don't know how that works. We'd have to ask the man upstairs. But here's the thing. That is how you know the fruit of somebody's beliefs and their labors, and you know them by their fruit. Hi, thank you so much. Please excuse my energy being so low. I'm coming down with a cold, a flu, or something like that. I'm hoping that I can fight it off, but thank you. My energy is just really tanking, so I'm doing my midnight broadcast early by like 2.5 hours or so, just at least to get something out there so I don't fall behind, right? So I thank you for your patience and understanding. Okay, so here's the thing. I gave it my all, and I'm still giving it my all, and I will see it to completion, because that was expected of me from above. You get what I'm saying? When you're compelled by something that deep, that integral, how can you turn away from it? And let me tell you, the cost that I have paid with being committed to this heavenly task. It's cost my reputation, it's cost my time, it's cost my money, it's cost my comfort, zone, my comfortability. It's cost relationships. It's cost my safety. It has cost so much. So much. And again, I say it's worth it because, things that we think in the carnal, in the man, natural man, versus the spirit, the rewards of the spirit supersede anything that you could possibly tangibly put your hands on this earth. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what that all means. But I have to believe that that's the truth. That what I did was not in vain. I'm not talking about, ego, vain, vanity. I'm saying in vain meaning worthless, that you work so hard and your labor will amount to nothing. I don't believe in that, especially because I know that God said that he was sending me. And so I went, and I didn't know what that was, and I had the path illuminated to me as I took each step. It wasn't, here's your next 10 feet. It was, this is where your foot's going now. And I had no other guide. Very, very frightening. And the reason I'm talking about this is, to me, that is what a strong woman is. Thank you. I saw that. Thank you. I don't know who you are doing that because I can't really see on my phone. My phone and my iPad take turns not letting me see who's chatting with me. So I'm so sorry I can't see, but I thank you. And to me, that is what a strong woman is. Somebody who shows that as their courage, not somebody who, talks crap to people and pushes people down and acts tough. That's not strength, that's cowardice. I have my enemies that come here, and they watch this, thinking that they can pull one over on me, and maybe they have, but you know what? I believe in God, and I believe that he will be my vindicator and my victor. And I even have some that claim that they're Christian believers, and they steal my stuff, they steal my words. They come here and they manipulate my relationships outside. You guys, you're giving a bad name for Christianity by doing that. You shouldn't be doing that, and God's gonna, deal with you on that. Granted, that's not my place. You know who you are. And I did all this. I suffered through all this, not to say, hey, I'm so wonderful and, toot my own horn. But because we're talking about International Women's Day, I think that, to me, that is a good woman. That is a strong woman. How many of you would risk your reputation for love? Not to receive it, but to give it. It makes me crazy, not crazy, but, let me say this better. It breaks my heart when I keep seeing people, that they say, oh, they're my friend, they're my sister in Christ. And then, they create their own little memes and stuff, and I'm like, well, I know exactly where that is on my timeline, and you think that, no one's going to catch you because it's here and not on my other timeline? And it's like, sisters, unfortunately, you're walking down a very frail path, and it will collapse out from underneath of you. I've got people that are helping me, transcribe every single video. We have our attorney. Everything is copyrighted, and, you change one word from here and you put it here, and, I can see. I'm not stupid. And, that's not a strong woman. You need to get back to the plumb line of the truth. You have to be more integral than that. Be inspired. I don't think people understand when I say, oh, fine, be inspired by me, but don't say, oh, I like that. That's mine, thank you. You're a thief. You're not a genius. You're not coming up with wonderful words. You're stealing from me or from somebody else. And the more you do it, the more you are making, a wealth of information for us. We take screenshots of everything. You're giving us documentation to sue, and you will be destroyed by your own work. It's a tragedy. I'm not the tragic figure. You're making yourself the tragic figure now. And it really breaks my heart. we can be inspired by one another and help one another and love on one another, but that's not the way to do it. And I am not the one to mess around with. People think that I'm so nice. Yeah, I am, but if you do something mean to me, it's coming back at you at 100-fold. It will. If you're gracious and loving to me, it will come back to you 100-fold. People need to learn that. And, I don't understand the enemy, the devil, the demons or something, or your own flesh is whispering in your ear, telling you to do things that are going to get you in trouble. And you are not serving God like you claim if you were doing that. Because I'm not doing anything to you guys. I'm here minding my own business, and seldom do I even look at what you're doing or something like that. I've got like a whole staff of like 6-7 people that do that for me. And, you're asking for it. But, so be it. And we're still going through my contacts. People actually steal my contacts. And it's not going to help you, because I get word from it, or I contact the people, and I'm like, you guys don't even know each other. And they're like, yeah, I know. Who's this person? And it's like, oh, well, they know you, Noelle, so I was trusting that. And it's like, you're using my reputation now. That's where I pull the ladder out from underneath of you guys. I didn't stand on anybody's shoulders to have what I have. I got this all myself. Nobody was here helping me build up my following. I did that. And it's a lot of work. You just don't push one little button or buy something. It's a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of connecting, and it's really hard. Trust me on this. Worth it, though. And then, when people are just taking from me like that, it's like, I see. Just because I haven't gotten to you yet, and just because my attorney hasn't written a letter to you yet, it's coming. It's just that we have quite a few people to deal with, and, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. But that's okay, People need to learn. And, I finally figured this out. This will help some of my friends, some of my beautiful followers. Thank you. It'll help some of my beautiful followers that, if people are treating you badly, it's not you. It really is them. That took me years to figure out, and I didn't just figure it out yesterday. I've known this for a while. And, it's a real tragic thing, but, when you figure out, you see the warning signs, get out. Get away from those people. Please really hear me on this, because no good will come out of it. Unless God, divinity, whatever you want to call it, I say God, I say the Holy Spirit, unless you have special direction to lay your life down like that, special assignment, don't do it. Do not just step out and say, oh, I'm stepping in faith. You're going to be stepping into a big mud puddle is what you're going to do. Guys, you have to have special direction to do some assignment like that. Don't just decide it's your assignment, and you will know the difference. Don't do it out of your will. Do it to honor God's will, okay? Because you will pay a heavy price for no reason, and that is vanity. Yeah. So, I still have not seen the complete fruit of my labor from having done that. But I know it will be all worth it. And I'm standing in faith saying that because God is telling me it'll be all worth it. And He's got everything taken care of. I have some beautiful friends, and I have senior memes. I don't always comment on them. I don't always do the little hearts on them, and I want to very dearly and deeply. But here's why I don't do that, because I have enemies that are watching even that. They think I don't know this. So they'll come here and they'll hear this and they'll be like shocked. I'm like, yeah, sweet Noelle, yeah, but no stupid Noelle. And sweet never equates to stupid. Sweet means look out. Don't mess with sweet people. Really, because they're sweet. They're not faking it. That's who they are. That's who I am. But it doesn't mean that if you do something bad to them, or if you pick on them and bully them, that they're not going to kick your rear end inside out, So, yeah, I'm speaking to all of you guys. I have so many people that say this kind of stuff to me. How do you handle this? How do you handle this? And, what better day to talk about this than International Women's Day? Women should not be bullies. The one thing I cannot stand is women bullying other women. Okay? I don't want to see anybody bullying anybody. But that makes me want to puke. I mean, and puke in their faces. Isn't that vulgar of me? But I mean it so wholeheartedly. I cannot stand that. The second I see that, the second I hear other people do that, I'm like, oh, get away from me. You disgust me. This is supposed to be a vessel of honor, of love, beauty from the inside. And when you go around bullying other women like that and you're doing disgusting things like that, you just defiled yourself, right? So, it's great for us to be talking about what a woman is and beauty. Well, I told you already I'm plugging my phone in, sorry guys, what my other ideas are of women's beauty. And it's true. I believe in all of that I told you earlier. And even a little earlier on in this broadcast. But hear me out. There is also the spiritual, which is what I'm talking about here. And again, this is not going to concern or entertain or even appeal to every one of my followers. And so don't listen. I'm not going to be offended by that by any way, to each his own. But this is for the people who have a similar heartbeat to mine. And, guys, all I can say is do the best you can, but really, please do not mess with those kinds of people. They will not change unless something drastic is done to them, as far as the Holy Spirit waking them up. And I waited decades for one human being, and they never woke up. And I never heard God say, hey, stick around, I'm going to wake this person up. So it was just a hope I had. We should have that hope. We should want people to change their poor behavior or their wicked ways, as some people call it. And, if God doesn't tell you, hang in there and wait, don't do it, please, because you will waste so much time. And, you guys hear me talk about the bee fly a lot. That is a beautiful love relationship. It really is. It's something that I can't even express or explain. And, bee fly, I know you listen to these, and I'm grateful. And I know you hear me say this a lot. I love you so much. I really do. Everything that I talked about, maybe about a third of the way into this broadcast, that is just a small sampling of what I laid down. This is not to guilt you. This you need to know, and you really need to hear this, because I really think you're going through a really tough time, and I don't think it's completely your fault. I think you need a better support system, and I wish you were here. I'm supporting you the best I can this way. I hope it helps. But I'm very concerned about you still, and I really think that my being able to share this stuff with you, I hope it gives you some kind of encouragement. But just know that our relationship, it surprised the heck out of me too. I mean, at first I thought, oh, how sweet, oh, how neat, oh, great, another teacher, another, mentor. But it goes much deeper than that. And had I known that at the beginning, I think we would have had a different outcome. I do bear some of the responsibility because, I am a believer and you are not, and I'm not going to hang that over your head or anything. But, my being a believer, I know certain things better than you do. So it puts the burden on me to lead in that way. And had I known that earlier on, it wasn't revealed to me right away. I'm like, what's this? And it's not until looking back that, we have now. And this is a very unique way to reach out to somebody, knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that I know you hear me. I know you do. I know what God has told me, and I trust in that. But all of these things that I laid my life down for you it's not a guilt thing or anything. You have no responsibility to me. You have a responsibility to, I don't know, the Almighty, the Divine, God. We all answer up. We answer on a plane which is horizontally to each other, but more importantly, and that's the accountability to keep us in alignment with the higher. Does that make sense? So, our accountability is to each other to keep us in alignment with what's more glorious than us. And, I wish I wasn't getting this migraine, and I really wish I wasn't under the weather, but I just know that I'm supposed to be speaking right now. And I'm supposed to be speaking on this. I know that a real, integral women honor those things. And, if you read Proverbs, right? Proverbs. I'm going to do this with my phone. I don't know if it's going to work. Precariously teetering. Proverbs. Hold on, guys. When I start getting sick, the brain does not function. Do you guys get like that? I do. Hold on. See, that's what I was afraid of. I need both of my hands right now, and I'm charging my phone, and it's balancing, no joke, on this cord. I told you that once, how my dad taught me how to balance everything, because everything has a center. That's what I did with my phone. No joke. It's like balancing on this little tiny wire. Song of Solomon, Ecclesiastes, there's Proverbs right before that. Hold on. Yeah, a wife of noble character. You ever hear that? It's Proverbs 31. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. There's a lot to it. That's just a little section. But, this is God's love letter to us. People who are critical of this, really, just check it out. It doesn't say what you've been told it says. I don't know where you're getting that from. I see love. And if you take one scripture and cherry pick and say, oh, look, God's killing all these people. Do you know what those people did? They were murdering babies on altars. I think they kind of deserve what they got. Yeah, God didn't just say, oh, I'm just going to kill you for no reason. Guys, don't just spew out. Don't just spew out what other people tell you about it. Actually read it. This human being, Jesus, he died for us on the cross. I just told you a whole bunch of things, a list of things that I did to lay my life down to hopefully give some love. Hi, Farabi, how are you, hun? And so, good to see you. Just to catch you up, I am not feeling well. I'm coming down with something, and I did my garlic. I took my apples and all of that, like I know to do. And I'm just feeling under the weather, so I'm doing my broadcast super early tonight. But, some love for you. Because I would rather at least get something out to you guys before I kind of like crash and go to sleep and not wake up until tomorrow night or something. Yeah, oh, thank you. You know what? That's so precious. My heart flutters with joy with you saying, I can see it. Hi, Rose, sister. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Where's my heart? I appreciate that so much, Robbie, because, that makes me feel so happy to know that. You're on the other side of the world, right? We have completely different time zones and different cultures, and isn't it amazing that we can come here together and I can talk with you, you can talk with me, and we can help one another? I think that's the most beautiful thing ever. And since it's International Women's Day, I want to give you kudos and happiness and joy and salute and, pay you tribute and honor for being a woman. You're my fellow female comrade, my fellow sister on this earth. So, you know, congratulations for being a woman. Let's celebrate today. I guess it's actually you're ahead. I think you're ahead. I think it's Thursday by you, right? And it's Wednesday night here. Is it Thursday morning or afternoon by you guys? I don't know. But yeah, you know, International Women's Day. And I'm just talking about the different aspects of what I think a beautiful woman is. And, you know, a beautiful woman includes, I talked about the carnal, the physical, the practical. And then now I'm talking about the spiritual aspect of what I think a beautiful woman is, and more. I mean, it's just a small portion. And by no means am I using the good book as a means of division. We all have different beliefs spiritually, and I think it's so cool. I like to learn about them all. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm glad that you're fine. I'm kind of, yeah, like I said, I'm feeling kind of under the weather, and my voice is dropping a few ranges, octaves, because, maybe not octaves, but at least one, because when I start getting sick, my voice, it's my throat that always kind of gets weird first. And I'm charging my phone. Let me see if I can do something else with this. It's going to fall. Here we go. So, that's why my energy is so low. Oh gosh, I'm usually like way up here, but when I get sick, it's like, oh, it's bad news. My mentor, she wasn't feeling good today, I could tell. She's sick. She's such a sweetheart, though. Oh my gosh. Right now in my life, I really am, except for, you know, the small, and you know, when I complain about the people who are giving me trouble, very small, few, you know, group of people. It's not like huge groups of people. I'm really surrounded by a lot of lovely women who don't do crazy things to me. I'm surrounded by a lot of great, strong men who treat me like a sister, and they are like a brother, older brother to me. And they're very respectful, to the point where my husband would entrust me in their hands. And, well, I guess that's about it. So, you guys, you know, honor the women in your life, and if you're a woman, pay tribute and honor to yourself, because you know what? It's hard. It is so hard being a woman. What's expected of us is a mess. I mean, let's face it. It's a mess, especially in this country, what's expected of us. We're supposed to run everything. No, we're not supposed to run everything. It depends on who you ask. What's their religious background? Well, that's going to be a different answer, too. We can have kids. We can't have kids. You know, we have the right to choose how long that life stays in our womb or not. Or, you know, it's just, women have it hard. We have it good, too, because we have a lot of power in that choice. But, man, some days I just kind of want to sit in my grandmother's rocking chair and just reminisce of things that were 15 years prior to this, because things seemed a lot more simpler. I mean, really, there was no social media as far as I know. It's good and bad, right? Anyhow, so happy International Women's Day again. That's just my little thing about the spiritual, and I hope you guys, you know, get something out of it. Again, thank you to everybody, and it's mostly everybody that respects my copyright. Most of you guys, I mean, my followers aren't the problem. It's people who say that they're my friends, or, you know, people who I don't even know that work in, like, the film industry, and, you know, people don't have a, like I say, they're content starved, seriously starved, and they've been doing this a long time, so they have their staff, or they glean Facebook, the internet, and they see what's trending, and then my stuff is always, like, trending, so they're like, oh, I think I'll do that too. That's not the problem. The problem is when you regurgitate it verbatim, right? That's theft. That's plagiarism. Or if you just switch a couple words around. Or Noelle said dog, so I'm going to say plane. That doesn't work either. Or, or if you try to, deliver something the way I do, that's the way I deliver my things is a copyright too. Check out the other posts that my husband and I did. He is, once he passes the bar, he's going to be an attorney, and he's focusing on all of this. He's a paralegal. He does copyright and trademark and workers. What is it? Workers' comp? Is that what it is? Is it workman's comp? He stands up for the people that, might get taken advantage of or abused, and he does a darn good job. That's why I don't understand why people would mess with me. It's like, wait, I told you this already. Do you think we're not gonna do something? I don't understand. That's why I think it's like some weird spiritual thing, because, you know what happens? The spiritual evil, no joke, guys. It makes everything look like candy to us, and it's not. What it is blinders. It's blinders. They're heart-shaped glasses. Pretty wild, huh? You can see what I was watching on our screen here. It was a good movie. But yeah, that's what it is. I feel like everybody's got blinders on. They got their ears stopped up no matter how many times I tell them and show them. You really shouldn't mess with us. And that's why I think it's spiritual, because I don't understand any other way. And then I'm like, well, I still love you guys, even though you're acting in hatred towards me. And I kind of want to tell you guys to look out, because we're coming at you. The law is going to be ferocious. I have to protect my stuff. Very peculiar. So if you pray for my enemies to have a heart change. That's a powerful prayer. Do you ever meditate on that? Just think about, whoever's like really causing you a problem, and you just meditate goodness for them, and you pray for their hearts to be changed, and you meditate on that, to the Almighty, please change the hearts of my enemies. I've seen it happen. I would rather have that happen than for them to be dealt with, because, oh gosh, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that. That's bad stuff. You know how they say karma is a bitch? It is. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of it. That's why I was like, no, pay out the good karma. Pay out the good karma. I don't know. It's the best you can do. And, hold on a second, guys. Sorry. No joke, my TV, computer monitor, whatever this is. We're watching, what is this one called? Unbroken? Yes. Unbroken. Angelina Jolie, she directed this, and I thought it was a great, encouraging film. I was blown away by it, actually. What this man went through. You know how cartoons, especially the Looney Tune cartoons or Tom and Jerry, they would start holding a balloon, and somebody would pop it, and that popping of the balloon would make, something from inside of it explode, and that would upset this person over here. The chain reaction of everything would start unraveling, and it would be this, like, madcap scene, right? And it's like, that game Mousetrap, where everything is connected, or dominoes falling in sequential order. Well, this film is based on a gentleman's true life story. And you can see that kind of mousetrap thing, domino effect thing. It's pretty amazing. And then repeated themes. He kept getting into plane wrecks. I'm like, they gotta get better planes here. Or tell them not to fly anymore. I'm losing my voice. It was very interesting. That kind of stuff happens in my life, too. I'm noticing it, because, I wrote my books, and it's really, like, in my face now, because I can see it. It's quite a grand story. I couldn't have crafted it this well. Anyway, for what it's worth, guys, okay, so I'm really fading. If I can come back at midnight, I will, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm not feeling too hot. But let's go for noon tomorrow, and, enjoy being a woman, ladies, however that looks to you. But don't bully other women, please. That's what I was starting to talk about earlier. Yeah, that it just, I'm sure you could see it and sense it in my body. Even though I'm not feeling good, that angers me. It angers me to see that, and I think, oh my gosh, just rotten. Do not bully anybody. But yeah, women, we need to be a better example for our world. Really love on each other. And that's everybody, the whole thing with the outcasting and, that's not right. And the queen bee, that never works, because you know why? People are going to resent you for that. You can't keep people, with the queen bee thing, that's all based on, like, fear and pushing other people down to be your drones. Oh, I see that. Thank you. That's for you. Thank you. Yeah, the queen bee thing, it never works. And the queen bee will be destroyed at some point. Because people don't like that. People don't want to be ruled. I mean, isn't that why we broke away from England years ago? Over 1776. Over 200 years ago. We broke away from that because we didn't want to be ruled. We wanted freedom. And having a queen bee is not freedom. People will rebel against it. It might go along really well for a little while. Tra-la-la-la-la. Okay, you're the queen. Fine, as long as I get my little candy here. But after a while, people will resent it and they will want to break out. Because we have a will. And it's good. The indomitable human spirit. So women, be kind to each other like that, Don't single out one person and say, okay, come on, drone bees, let's go around this one, make her come along. We really think she'd be good with this group. In other words, you think that she would be good serving you, queen bee. Forget it. I don't do that crap. I don't make people serve me, and I don't serve anybody like that, but I have a servant's heart. Totally different things. I'm not a servant, but I have a servant's heart. I mean, I like to help people. But the second it becomes like, slavery, I'm gone. There are people I will never help again. Ever. Because they got too haughty, too prideful with me helping them and expecting and taking me for granted. And I was like, nope, we're done. I love you, but we're done. You really hurt me. And once you hurt me like that, it's like, oh, I can still love. And I don't even feel betrayed or anything like that. It's just, unless the person has a complete 180 change of heart. Like I said, I've seen it. But so women, be integral. Don't do the queen bee thing. We're comrades. The older women should lead the way, yes. That's what this good book says, this love letter says. But never does it say that they lord over them, and never does it say that if the younger woman sees an older woman doing something wrong, that the younger woman actually has a calling and a right to say, you're out of line. Yep, that's what I love about the freedom of the whole love letters. So, anyway, this is my love letter to you. And my books and everything I do is a love letter. My dances are a love letter. I went through hell to be able to bring you a message of hope. And I'm glad to do it. Okay, beautiful people. Hang in there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to other people. Happy International Women's Day. Keep celebrating it. I think it's over for a lot of us, but some of us have a few hours. I don't feel well. Love you guys. I love you, Bee-Fly. And Bee-Fly, never, ever forget how much I have always loved and adored you. I don't care how many times our heads butted like this. It's like, oh, alright. It could be upsetting at the moment. Yeah. But I'm like, okay, it's over. That is why I could bounce back so quickly. I'm sure you wondered that. I actually heard some things about that too. Because really, in the scheme of things, it was always my love that brought me back. That was my anchor. And I'm like, you know what? But I still love this human being. And I want to help. And I want to help them feel better about themselves. Bee fly. I'll do another video later, maybe. I don't know how I'm going to do it, though. I'm really not feeling well. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Sending love. Bye.